Chrystul Kizer, is it Kizer?
It's Kizer.
Chrystul Kizer was sentenced to 11 years of unaliving her trafficker. Okay, so let's dig into this a little deeper. Chrystul Kizer argued that she was legally allowed to unalive a man because he was sexually trafficking her. She was sentenced Monday to 11 years in prison after pleading guilty to a reduced court of reckless homicide. A Kenosha County judge sentenced Kizer to 11 years of initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision in the 2018 death of Randall Villar, 34. She was given a credit for 570 days of time served, which is what? Almost
about a year and a half.
A little over a year and a half.
A little over a year and a half.
Okay. Let's play the video.
I believe the $1 million cash bond is appropriate.
12 News was there in court when $1 million bail was set for Chrystul Kizer. The Milwaukee teen is charged with shooting, killing, and setting Randall Villar on fire in his Kenosha home last June. She was just 17 at the time.
And what do you think that people need to know about why he died?
That it was a mistake.
The case now making national headlines, and in a jailhouse interview with the Washington Post, Kizer now alleges she killed Villar because he used her for sex trafficking. Supporters of Kizer say it was self-defense.
She had been.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Heavy.
That's heavy.
Heavy.
It's crazy because when you're sex trafficked, it don't just come with just them making you sleep with other people. It's not that like minute.
No, it's not. I mean,
they usually comes with beating you, sometimes drugging you,
caging you. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want to let you go out into the free world, stalking you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It comes with a lot more mental abuse, physical abuse,
it's
verbal abuse.
Completely demoralizing.
Yeah, it is. So it's like, I think that 11 years might be too much for unaliving her trafficker. It just basically says, to me, it's sending a message out there to people that do that, like, yo, we're going to really prosecute the person that did it to you, even though you did it. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't his only person.
Of course not.
Yeah, they usually have several victims. And she was 17. She was underage.
You know,
R. Kelly got time in jail.
And the crazy thing is, like, how long was he in possession of her? That's the question.
Yeah, because I didn't get that information.
And they're hiding that information in this story. Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, she killed him at 17, but how long was she in possession? Was she in this man's possession?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because if it was years or whatever. And I mean, and did you see his photo? He did not look 34. They said he was 34 years old. That's a meth 34 right there.
Yeah, he looked like definitely a walking syphilis.
Yeah, he looked at least 52 to me.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. And then I did a little research. Kenosha County, that's in Milwaukee. They said within that county, it's 124,000 white people in the county and 10,800 blacks.
That's not a lot of us.
Yeah, they make up less than 10%.
So with that being said, she was over sentenced because they probably had never seen a crime like this. They probably never actually had a black woman survive a trafficker and actually unalive him.
Yeah. And then another thing too, when you're dealing with a predominantly white area like that, sometimes I also say, did racism play a part in it? And not only that, I'm also looking at the fact that when you have these girls that be sex trafficking, you'll be surprised how many business people and people of power in the community that are actually participating in this activity, right? So they're actually the ones that are purchasing the girls, right? Yeah, they're buying and stuff like that. So they don't want to get exposed.
Absolutely. And a lot of these young women, they don't actually survive. They don't get out. They don't exit these situations.
And they want to send a message to the other girls who think about unaliving somebody that, yo, you going to get 11 years in prison. It's like, haven't she been through enough?
And imagine her transitioning back into
the real world. Yeah.
In 11 years.
She just
so you've gone from being confined by a man, sex trafficked, to being in prison, dealing with the hurdles of getting through prison, 5 years supervision of supervised probation.
And looking at her hair and stuff, she's been through a lot.
That's some hard hair.
Yeah.
You know, that's some hard hair right there. She
Yeah,
could use.
that's that hair that get real. It get like matted up because you spending a lot of time on a mattress going up and down like this. Your hair not supposed to deal with all that.
Well,
rubbing.
one thing I can say about her first week up in there, her hair gonna be braided in jail.
Yeah, they gonna get it right.
They gonna get her right up in there.
And she was around. She also looked like, you know, when white people adopt black kids, how they be looking. You can tell she was around a white man like that. Just,
didn't know nothing to do with no hair texture.
And he gonna let her outside so she can go tell. So yeah, it's basically just like adoption of a little.
Well, you can drive straight through Bel Air and Beverly Hills and see little babies look like this.
You know what I've seen a couple times with living in California in a nicer neighborhood? I've been seeing a lot of women, white women with families, and then they have like younger black kids, but they're like pushing the stroller and stuff like that and holding the bags. And I heard this thing that they're actually getting these kids and adopting them and almost have them working as like slaves pretty much.
Is that sex trafficking? Considering that they don't...
It's trafficking, but it's not... hopefully it's not abuse as well. You know what I mean? But it's just that type of abuse. But it's definitely like, oh, we're going to make you clean up and my kids have privilege. And you basically like a nanny.
You're molding the help.
Yeah, but you adopted the help.
Wow.
So then you're not spending no money. It's the fact that they get room and shelter.
That's crazy.
And food. Yeah. What's going on? They need to be investigated, but you know, I don't solve crimes, but do with the information as you please.
Well, we praying for you, Chrystul Kizer.
Well, let's finish the video.
Trying to get out of the whatever arrangement that they had, and he was threatening to kill her.
In court last week, her attorney, a public defender, argued the murder falls under state law called affirmative defense, which acquits sex trafficking victims of certain crimes. But a judge disagreed, saying it only applies to prostitution or child trafficking cases.
You believe that she went there with a plan to kill Mr. Villar.
That's right.
From the start, Kenosha County District Attorney Mike Gravely says he's been pressured to drop all charges, but argues Villar's murder was premeditated and says she bragged about it after on social media.
And then during the course of the evening, she texts multiple people talking about how she is planning to do it.
She had a phone?
She has Googled and that it's going to create a splatter.
Villar's house here has since been torn down, but the district attorney says the day they found his body was the same day they were about to charge him with child sex crimes.
I mean, it's ridiculous that the police knew what was going on with Villar and allowed it to continue to...
If somebody commits crimes against you, even horrible crimes, that you aren't allowed to go and kill them in response.
In Kenosha, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
Kizer is facing...
Wow. So they say... So my thing is, she obviously had friends and she had their phone numbers.
Yeah. So she had a phone.
And she had a social media account. They didn't say she posted up under his account.
She was in the world. She had access. So what?
Because real traffic people don't have no access at all.
You can't communicate.
They don't allow them to have access to the world, to other people. That's why when you go to the bathrooms in Vegas, if you look at the bathroom stalls in the airport, they say if you're being trafficked, call this 1-800 number. But it's like, damn, they got to go out in the hallway in the bathroom and ask somebody, can they use their phone? But with this being said, she had access. She had a social media account. She had phone. This is really sounding premeditated.
Yeah, because this isn't a surviving R. Kelly situation.
Yeah.
Because, you know, surviving R. Kelly, they had no phones, he was just like...
for real? R. Kelly was taking their phones?
Yeah, they didn't have access. The girl mom was like, I ain't talked to you in 7 years. But this girl had access to the world. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how to feel about this now. They might, I will have to dig a lot more into this case. But right now it's looking like, girl, you should have kept your mouth shut. If talking too much was a person, I think she would have definitely got away with it had she not text people and went on her social media account bragging. They use the word bragging.
That's wild.
Like, yeah, I killed him. Ha, ha, ha. Like, what? Yeah.
I mean, you would want to brag about somebody that sex trafficked you, though. If you actually was, if you got him,
yeah, I wouldn't tell people.
You would want to say something like, yeah. He thought he was up, huh? He thought he was finna get some.
Every time I did a criminal act, I've always bragged about it. Oh, guess what? I rung up cherries for bananas at the grocery store. Yeah, you feel like if it's a win, you know what I mean? Everybody like to win.
Just don't brag on Target.
Okay.
They keep you on the hit list.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But you know what's
I
crazy
don't steal
though?
no more.
For the local police department to be
have
aware
known
of
about it. Yeah, they was probably some of the biggest customers.
and they knew the guy by name.
Talk to me. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mr. Villar,
Yeah.
you got a girl for me?
Yeah.
My shift ends at 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
They need to actually run back some of them body cams. That
won't happen. That will not happen. Now, the young lady who got unalived by the police officer, wasn't that somewhere in the Midwest area as well?
I don't know if it was Milwaukee. This was outside of Milwaukee. I don't know. Sonia Macy, I don't know where that was.
There's some nasty work going on in the Midwest.
Nasty work. Very nasty
Man.
work. Midwest. They got basements. Any place with a basement, it'd be some nasty work going on around there.
Facts.
Moving on.